Recruiting Unit. My name is Sergeant First Class Alina Spies. I'm the Assistant Recruiting Unit Head of the Recruiting Unit.
Hi, and I'm Lieutenant Chris Ortiz. I'm currently the Unit Head of the Recruiting Unit. Thank you all for tuning in to our live Q&A. We're actually very anxious to hear about all your questions and hopefully drove a lot of interest for our upcoming recruiting drive.
So, as the Lieutenant said, we are having an application coming up in April. So April 3rd through May 5th, our online application will be open. It will be open on njtrooper.com. Again, that's April 3rd through May 5th, njtrooper.com. So we're coming on here just to start spreading the word, giving you the information that you might need, and answer any questions. I don't think there's any questions yet. Let's see who comes on, but I will start with, I'm sorry, this is on. I will start with just going through a little bit of our education minimum requirement. That minimum requirement, a lot of people think you have to have a bachelor's degree. That is a myth. A bachelor's degree without any other education requirements gets you through the door. But if you do not have that bachelor's degree, you can apply with 60 college credits and 2 years of any kind of work experience. So if you have 60 college credits and 24 months of working, it could be in corporate America, Walmart, Wawa. It does not have to be consecutive, and it has to equate to 104 weeks of at least 20 hours per week. And again, that does not have to be consecutive. So if you can add up that time along with the 60 college credits, you've met that requirement. For our military personnel, it's 30 college credits and 2 years of active duty service. And again, if you do have that bachelor's degree, you don't need any kind of work experience. Moving forward, our age requirement actually opened, it broadened. Last year, you had to be 21 at the time of application, and this time around, you have to be 21 by January 2024. So if you are 20 years old and will reach your 21st birthday before the academy starts in January, you can apply. Again, it used to be you had to be 21 at the time of application, and that has changed. You do need a valid driver's license and a good, sound moral character in your background. Any other minimum requirements?
I think that about covers it all. Everyone that applies obviously has different reasons why they want to wear this uniform, why they want to get into this line of work. I know that I have a story as well as Sergeant Spies. Really quick, my inspiration for even sitting in front of you today as a trooper, when I was in high school, was visited by law enforcement officials, and it really informed me for the rest of my life, where I thought this is something that I want to do. This is a profession that I can believe in. They follow a code. These are ethics that I not only follow myself, but that I want to surround myself with a brotherhood and a sisterhood of people that are in alignment with true beliefs of helping others, community service. And so going forward, I actually went to college, got my degree from Rutgers University, and then went to the military, active duty military. I was able to secure a position here within the New Jersey State Police, where I've been for the past 18 years. So I can honestly say that although my story is my own, I'm waiting to hear of other people coming forward and letting us know, what is their motivation? Why is this something that they're interested in and they want to pursue?
Okay, so one question is the age limit, so that's really good to know. So I did say 20 at the time of application. You have to be 21 by January 2024, but you cannot be 35 at the time of graduation for our academy. So if you will reach 35, before January, then unfortunately you will not be able to apply to our academy. Moving forward, the starting salary for New Jersey State Troopers is $65,691. You will top out, and that's without gaining rank at this time, at over $122,000 per year. So again, our starting salary is $65,691. I will say, once you apply to become a trooper, test, that's our PQT. That consists of push-ups, sit-ups, and a 1.5 mile run. Our website, again, www.njtrooper.com, has a list of ways that you can improve on your push-ups, on your sit-ups, how you can maximize your run. They'll do lose at least 50% of our applicants because they're unable to take that PQT as the very next step.
I really want to emphasize that, Alina. This is a physical fitness program or qualification test that extends throughout your career as a trooper. So it's incumbent upon you to begin the process now. Hopefully everybody is aware of what the qualifications are, the timed 2 minutes for push-ups, also sit-ups, 2 minutes as well, and the 1.5 mile run. I believe it's what, 14:20 now is the physical qualification test requirement. But it is the most, I'd say, rigorous part of this examination process when applying, because even though you may have those basic qualifications in order to enter into the process, it has been shown time after time that that physical qualification test is the separation point where we have the most people not move on in our process. Go to njtrooper.com. You can look at our physical qualification test standards. I encourage you to begin, if you have not already, as soon as possible, engaging in any preparation you need in order to make sure you can maximize your time on the run or your performance in any of our standards.
So again, with that though, that's great, because I always say, anybody who comes to my career nights or has spoke with me, success is when preparation meets opportunity. So you prepare yourself now for anything in life, but specifically for our physical qualification test, prepare. Prepare now, because when the opportunity comes on that date that you're scheduled to take your PQT, you will be successful. We did have a couple great questions. One of them being that if you're currently finishing up those 60 college credits, there is an option online if you are in the midst of finishing those college credits. If you get 80 college credits by June 30th, and I believe it's 2024, please go online to double check that, then you can still apply. And you would have to apply under that checkbox. If you do have the 60 college credits and the 24 months, I would check that one, because the other selection will push you forward into the next class. So we will not look at that application because you're still pending that minimum qualification, but you are able to apply. If you do have a question on that, give us a call, give recruiting a call. We'll talk to the selection process and we'll get you that specific answer for a question that we cannot answer now. Can you get hired without a degree? Yes. Again, it's by credits. If you have those college credits, you don't specifically have to have the associate's degree or the bachelor's degree. Sorry, it's small. The period between the initial application, right now we're looking to apply between April 3rd and May 5th, and that first class will be going in January of 2024. So for us, that's a pretty quick turnaround. May 5th through January 2024, you'll be taking not only the PQT, you'll go on to the written, your background investigation, we have a psych test, a medical phase, so there's quite a lot of few phases. I do want to touch on, we added a PEP 1, which is a pre-employment preparation. PEP 1 is going to be between the application and your PQT. You'll be afforded the opportunity to come down to CGERT and take our doing wrong, and you'll be able to go and actually practice that, that phase. So if you are moving forward, it is not mandatory, but I would say it's probably something that you would want to attend, so that way you're fully prepared for the day that you take your physical qualification test.
One thing I'd like to put forward is our PEP program. So there may be people that are concerned, well, if I am farther along in this application process, I'm kind of concerned, what am I going to see when I go to the academy? I'm not familiar with this environment. Am I going to be able to make it? So we have the PEP program, pre-employment preparation program, and within that, you will, at a certain point in the process, have sessions where you deal with academy staff members who will lead you through academy, as well as drill and ceremony. So you get accustomed, you get acclimated to what academy life is like prior to actually entering into the academy.
Another question, can you apply living in New York? Yes, so you can apply within whatever amount of states, wherever you live in the United States, you can apply. You do have to be present for our physical qualification test and our written test. And at the end, by the end of graduation of our academy, you would have to have New Jersey residency. So you can apply outside of New Jersey. That's a great question. Another one, active duty soldier. Unfortunately, our age limit is 35. There is a buyback where you can buy back some of your time. That counts as 1% towards the end of your career. It does not take away age. So unfortunately, you know, if you're 40 and you have 5 years to buy back, unfortunately, you cannot make you 35. So that is a no, unfortunately.
And if anybody has prior service either with the military or with other law enforcement agencies, there is a prior service credit program. So provided that one passes our academy and becomes a trooper, you have an opportunity to get some of that credit back, wherein you can maybe buy back your military time or get credit for time served in another law enforcement agency.
Let's see here. So I will talk about our tattoo policy. I know that's something that does come up. New Jersey State Troopers, we wear long sleeves year-round. This is our winter uniform, and our summer uniform is long sleeves as well. Our tattoo policy, in its basic form, you can go ahead online and read a little bit more about branding and piercings and tattoos, but in general, it cannot be anything that you can see while in uniform, so that would be anything on your hands and your collar above. So no, tattoos behind your ears, etc. If you do have a tattoo and you are serious about this process, you are able to go through the process of getting it removed. That removal process, it must be healed by your medical phase within this process. So if you do have a tattoo and you are getting it removed, it must be healed prior to our medical phase. But you could still apply. Let's see. The written test. So the written test is the phase after the PQT. You'll be invited to take our written. Once you pass your PQT, our selection process unit, we'll send you a general guide helping you out with what is on the written, but it is just a general test, and we'll go through some general information. And we'll also go through open-ended questions. Basically, you'll see videos, and it'll ask what would you do in that case scenario. Good question. Is there a benefit for speaking multiple languages? So in New Jersey, obviously, we're very diverse. You'll be very diverse. You'll be out there and are able to, speak in other languages other than English. And we do have a trooper that's in the recruiting unit, and he speaks Mandarin. He gets called to other jobs, so that way he can help translate. So that is something that will benefit us.
Will it be a separation between you and another candidate? Probably not. However, anybody that speaks, reads, writes another language, that's identified in our human resources page for that particular person. So since I speak another language, my background, I do speak Spanish. I've, on multiple occasions, either within the state police, conducting interviews, assisted in translation with Spanish. I've also helped out local law enforcement agencies. A few years past, the New Jersey State Police assisted on multiple occasions with hurricanes that struck Puerto Rico. I was part of a deployment down to Puerto Rico where I served not only working on a logistics team and also working traffic posts. I was also part of translation between local government, schools, and the state police to ensure that their needs were met. So although that may be not looked at as far as candidates, separation between them and other people, it is a valuable skill that would be utilized upon graduating from the academy and being a trooper in the New Jersey State Police.
So back to the tattoo policy, we do wear long pants year-round as well. So if you do have tattoos on your legs, we don't wear shorts within the state police. So you're good to go on that. Military veteran, again, it's the 30 college credits and 2 years of active duty. If you have 60 college credits, it's great. We do have military preference. You have to have the military preference, veterans preference within the state of New Jersey. So you must meet that criteria. If you do have that criteria and you pass all other phases, you will get pushed to the top of the list. However, in general, if you have military background and you do not have that military veterans preference, you're looked upon the same. So even with our PQT, if you scored a certain amount versus someone else, it is a pass or fail. And the same thing with the written, it's pass or fail. There's no score, you don't go to the top of the list, it's not like civil service. And speaking of civil service, the New Jersey State Police, we have our own process. So if you are in the civil service process, New Jersey State Police does not count towards that. You must apply April 3rd, again, April 3rd through May 5th, you must apply to be in our process, the New Jersey State Police. Prior law enforcement, or if you're coming over from another agency, you must go through our entire process as well. That's even the academy. You'll start on day one, and you will graduate with your peers. There's no bypassing any of our process just because you were in the military or have prior law enforcement or in any other law enforcement agency at the time.
What should they expect after applying?
After applying, you will apply, you'll get your initial application. Once you apply, you will have instructions to sign up for the PEP 1 and the PQT. That will be the next phase. Once you pass or fail the PQT, you'll be notified. If you fail, unfortunately, you're out of our process. If you pass, then you'll be given instructions by our selection process unit on how to sign up for our written, and then from there, it will be put into a pool, evaluated, and you will find out within a few months whether or not you'll get a background investigation.
Now, following the background investigation, once that is complete, if you are selected to proceed and go on to that next step, you have the candidate review board. So provided you move beyond the background investigation, you do go in front of an oral board, the candidate review board, wherein you'll be asked some questions, and provided you go through the candidate review board process and are recommended to proceed, you also have the medical and psychological examinations that take place. That is part of our entire process. Once they are complete, you have one last requirement, that is to attend Academy Awareness Weekend. So prior to entering into the Academy, any prospective applicant will be required to attend Academy Awareness Weekend, wherein you go through a day or two at the Academy in a mock Academy setting. Provided you make it through the Academy Awareness Weekend process, you are given that certificate of eligibility, that invitation to attend the Academy, wherein once you begin day one, you are a recruit.
So yes, we do have specialized units. We have the 120 different job opportunities. Those opportunities become available after you do approximately 4 years at the road duty station, and that depends on availability, and you will put into that process. So you'll basically go into another resume process and be selected if you should to move on to a different job opportunity. It is a great transition. I will speak on the military. I'm prior military. I'm a combat vet. The transition from military to the state police is a great transition. It was a seamless transition. I was able to go from one service to another. The selfless service is there. So I will talk about that. It's an amazing transition. Knowing already that military background, having that military background, bringing that over to the state police worked well.
And I would add to that the state police does support the military as well as its members that are still involved in the military. When I was in the Army, I transitioned from active duty over into the National Guard. And when I became a trooper, I was actually still a guardsman. And a couple of years after having become a trooper, I was actually deployed to Iraq. The state police was in full support. I actually received support through my family members being contacted by this agency, showing constant communication with myself as well as my loved ones to know that even though I wasn't around, I still wore this uniform and they still cared for me as a person, as a valuable person within the state police. So whether former or present military, understand this agency is going to be in your corner.
Yeah, that's good. What are the different opportunities? So the opportunities within the state police are endless. I know you've seen that online. They are endless. I mean, we have, again, 120 different job opportunities. We have the flyer shows our boats. We have our Marine Services Bureau. We have our K-9 unit. We have the recruiting unit. We have a fiscal unit. We have composite art unit. We have jobs up at the Rock that support the FBI, the DEA. We have
our CSI unit. I know
Yeah.
everybody's seen that show.
There's just so many opportunities within the state police that it's an amazing. If you can think of it on the civilian side, we probably have it within the state police. The same thing as the military. We also are very big on growing with the times, right? Like years and years ago, we did not have the Rock, and the Rock came about after the need for it. We've seen. We have our mounted unit now. We have colored. We have specialized units that help. We've seen our pipes and drums out there. So we just have so many opportunities out there within our job. We do have our road duty troopers, I will say, the backbone of the state police. We do have the turnpike covered, the main roads, but a lot of people only think that we do support and travel on the turnpike and travel on the parkway. But we have municipalities that if you do not have a police department, the state police is your police department. And we're out there for every call that comes through supporting, the state. We're out there in the communities. We're in Newark and in Trenton, and we're, have our outreach unit. So we're just really trying to get out there, diversify our ranks, and, just be a force to reckon with. We are one of the greatest agencies, I will say, and I'm not biased, but I will say, within the entire nation.
And I will say the through line between every person, no matter their position or what duty they may have, their commonality is that every single person, when putting on the uniform of a trooper, goes to a road duty station, has that background in field operations, whether it be at a traffic station, patrolling interstates, local roadways, as well as general policing, wherein they have towns assigned to them. But no one goes straight to these specialist positions straight out of the academy, right? We have to understand the job. We have to understand that is our main focus. That is why we exist, to support the communities, and we have patrolling and policing as, once again, the one thing, one position, one job that every single trooper, no matter where they may be by the end of their career, has done and committed to.
Traffic violations.
So if you go, we do have disqualifiers. There's 12 minimum disqualifiers that are online on our website. I would go on there and read them verbatim and specifically, but traffic violations are not something that's going to give you an automatic disqualifier. It does have, DUI if you've had one within a certain amount of time, and then if you've had two within your entire lifespan, you are unable to apply to become a trooper. As far as traffic violations, I don't want to misword it, so I will go on. Let's see. 450. Gosh, I don't want to misword it. I do know if you have more than 5 within a certain amount of time, you are unable to apply. And I can't find it. There's 12 online. Again, www.njtrooper.com. Some of them I will go through. The applicant was convicted of an offense involving domestic violence, convicted of an indictable offense, or is presently under an indictment. The applicant is currently on probation or has been at any time within the past 12 months. Applicant pled guilty or has been found guilty of any motor vehicle violation. There it is. Violation 5 or more times within the past 2 years. So if you have 5 or more within the past 2 years, that will disqualify you. They're spanned throughout. That's something that you will just speak through to on your background investigation. Right? Let me see.
Yep.
Yeah, so again, there's 12. Go on the website, www.njtrooper.com. Automatic disqualifier information. If you do have a question about a specific one, please give us a call and we will get into more details about that.
And if you don't want to give a call, you're free to give an email as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Our recruiting@njsp.org. But any of our recruiters within the unit can answer your questions, and some people may not be comfortable putting a question on the chat. That's fine. This is a more personal way to get an answer to your question and make sure that it's answered in full rather than given short shrift for not being able to go into specifics in this forum. So feel free, once again, give us a call, go to njtrooper.com to understand all the basic qualifications, also any restrictions or disqualifiers, but to look at the standards as well, understand the process.
Okay, so one of the questions, another one is about whether or not if they finish their associates in May. 60 college credits, bachelor's degree by June 30th, 2024. So go online just to specifically see what you fall under and don't count yourself out. If you were confused or just had more questions about that minimum qualifications, again, Lieutenant said, give us a call, send us an email, and we will help guide you through what the minimum qualifications are and whether or not you do qualify for them. Again, so there's education, there's age, driver's license, and your sound moral character as far as background goes. The minimum requirements for the New Jersey State Police. NJTrooper.com. Anything else, sir?
I think we've covered it all.
Thank you for your time. We will look to do a few more of these prior to the closing of the application. Again, April 3rd through May 5th. Log on, apply.